Yes, we're back. It's the local soccer show. It's TVP. Yes, people, I'm alive after a humongous soccer season with my son. We're back and we're back with the local soccer show, ladies and gentlemen. What a great show we have tonight, guys. We're going outside the box. A great person. Fantastic, fantastic idea behind this business. I'm really excited to have him on. But before that, guys, we gotta thank Evangelista Sports, for sponsoring us and putting on the local soccer show. Guys, check them out. They are fantastic. The mecca of soccer apparel here in Montreal. Guys, they ship almost anywhere, so check them out. You'll be so pleased to see what you can get at Evangelista Sport. Guys, without further ado, we're gonna put in the intro, guys, because the local soccer show is back. Yes, guys, and you see him, this fantastic looking gentleman that's to my right or to my left, depending on how you have your device in your hand tonight. It's Giuliano Ficara, and he is from, I'm going to make you talk about your fantastic business.
Well, Steve, thanks for having me. I'm very excited. It's first time on a live show. Been nervous, I won't lie.
There's nothing to be nervous about, Giuliano. I told you
Which,
backstage, I told you, don't stress. The local soccer show, the Milan Weekly podcast faithful. We love everybody, and we love having new guys talking everything calcio. And this one is something special to me. A lot of people know I'm a t-shirt guy. I'm an apparel guy. I love it, and I needed to have you on. And it's a funny story how we met officially, but we'll keep that for later. And just tell us about what, for all humankind united, how that came about and how you started that.
so briefly, for all humankind united, or I don't know how, if I'm allowed to say
You're
that,
allowed to
but
say it.
perfect. So it's an acronym for fuck you, FAHKU. It started off as a very simple idea. Steve, I just don't know how much time we have, but
We have go. We have.
So it started off as an idea. I had the idea of giving back or doing something along the lines when I was first introduced to Tom Shoes back in like 2008. So I was working at a clothing store, and they brought in Tom Shoes, and I was reading about the company, and I said, like, this is genius. At the end of the day, like, how much can it possibly cost you to donate a pair of shoes? And the concept of giving back, I said, was amazing. There's obviously something to this. I said, one day I want to start something, but there's 2008. I'm 18 years old, a young punk. What are you going to do, right? Throughout the years, I came across like different Kickstarter campaigns, different things that like people were giving back and whatnot, and just like nothing ever happened. Then fast forward 2019, I'm a full-time personal trainer in a gym, and I'm training a client. And people laugh at this story, but I was literally during a training session, and this happened quite often, that people would ask questions, and we mean like other members, not necessarily the client I'm training. Now, Steve, like, you're paying me for an hour. I can't start answering your questions. How do you do this bicep exercise? What should I eat for this? How should I lose my belly? Like, no disrespect, but I can't. So I told my client, I'm like, man, I should walk around with a middle finger on my t-shirt, just tell people to F off. Like, I don't have time to answer your questions. And something clicked. And I'm like, wow, how can I turn this negative into a positive? And the initial idea was like, oh, like, fuck you. Like, how can I turn this around and make it like amazing? And then fuck you. And then I'm like, okay, thinking, how can I spell out FAQ? But I'm like, no, frequently ask questions. People will get confused. See, my brain went nuts. And I'm like, frequently, all for all people, humans, and like just blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking out loud. The client had like zero attention at that point. And then boom, for all humankind united. And at first I'm like, but humankind is one word. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just split it, like whatever. And then you get the deeper meaning, human and kind, right? So for All Humankind United, the name was born. The idea behind it of like donating a T-shirt or something with giving back was always in the back of my mind. So I said, okay, I could tie it into this, but I didn't know what to do with it. Now we're 2019, and I was talking every time I would train that client, come talk about the idea, talk about what I want to do, and I'm like, man, I would love to get a T-shirt done. I'm like, I gotta find a place to get the T-shirt done, just like a prototype, just to get an idea. And she had a friend that does embroidery. For my birthday that year, she gifted me a black T-shirt with a small little emoji of a little "fuck you" right here, and on the sleeve it said FAQ. I look at it, I'm like this is sick. And I was just showing people at the gym. I'm like, you tell me you wouldn't wear this? So I kept wearing the T-shirt every so often. I wear it to the gym, wear it here, wear it there. People were like asking me questions like, "Why you tell me to f off?" And then that would automatically oblige me to explain what would have been or what is the concept of a goal with it. But this is 2019, and you're wearing it, whatever, telling people on it, but nothing came out of it. I didn't continue with it. I didn't follow through. I didn't try to do anything.
So I just let me intervene here because I went through something similar. Right now, you're in the dreaming stage, right? You're thinking of what could be of this fantastic idea, and it's hard because now you have a lot of creative juices going and flowing. And like you said, you're doing a full-time job and you're thinking about something that can potentially be, if you put the right energy towards it, something that is similar to another full-time job. So like, how did you manage that?
I I literally I can't even answer that question because so my birthday is in August. So I got a T-shirt in August. Then September comes around and you automatically fall right back into your routine, right? As much as yes, the creative juices are flowing, as much as like you're thinking about it, as much as for the few hours that you wear the T-shirt and you're talking to people, yes, it's exciting. But like I never fell through, like I never pulled through with it. I never took a step extra. Nothing happened. And then obviously like 2020 happened, right? And all that garbage happened in 2020. And then as that was happening, like there was way too much stuff going on social media, whatever. And I literally closed all my social media accounts for almost a year now. Obviously, still wearing the T-shirt, but I said I can't handle with whatever's going on in society. I can't handle none of that stuff right now. Like I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But at the same time, when I was going through that, I'm like there has to be a change. Like, how can we continue like this? I put aside all the propaganda, put aside whatever like that garbage was. Like, just people in society were just not nice. Like, what the hell happened to just being like nice?
Yeah,
Not to say that you have to start. Hey, how are you? Like nothing cheesy, but like what happened to just like common courtesy? Like I'm walking on the sidewalk and you look down at me because I'm not wearing a brand new T-shirt,
yeah,
and I have to walk on the street to walk around you. What happened to common courtesy? Like just make the person pass, no?
yeah. The world did do a complete, it did a complete change, and like you said, you hit the hammer on the nail, right? A lot of people lost, again, I explain it, and again, I'm not the most intelligent person. I like to flow with logic, like, again, we'll talk about how we met, but I want to help. If I can help, I want to help. I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire, but if I can help for the right causes, I want to help. I don't need any. I'm loud by nature, so the attention gravitates to me, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
want that. I don't need the attention. I just want to help. And
Mm-hmm.
people forgot about that. People wanted to help, but wanted to show that they're helping. And that's the tricky way to navigate. And I tip my hat to you because it's a tough thing to navigate, right? And you'll go into how you do that. How did you find that portion? Like, you're talking about how the world had changed and common courtesy was gone. Now you're venturing into this idea that's morphing into a business.
The simplest way to put it, I guess I want to say that I noticed that there had to be something done, and I'm not saying like I'm a superhero and I'm gonna change the world, but I said that if someone doesn't start something somewhere, like nothing's gonna happen, right? And now in 2020, as I mentioned, obviously, like I got off all social media and all that stuff, but that was the year I turned 30, but I was also very fortunate to keep working throughout all of this because I work full time in construction. And that being said, for my 30th birthday, I said, you know what? I don't need like an extra pair of jeans. I don't need another T-shirt. But what I wanted to do was start to anonymously donate on GoFundMe. And Steve, you know as well as I do, like our network extends connections and connections and like degrees of people on, and like we
Yes.
can reach almost anywhere and everywhere, right? So I started on my 30th birthday end of August. I made my first donation and my second donation on GoFundMe in September and October and November. And like, okay, we're getting to Christmas time. And I just felt like my donations were not going anywhere, meaning not to say that the people weren't utilizing them that I was donating to, but like I felt like I could have done like a bigger, like we can make a bigger impact. What could I do to make this grow or reach more people? And then again, like wearing the T-shirt, and now we're holiday season of 2020, and I'm not like there's. I'm telling you, last 2 years, I'm like completely lost. So we did 2020. That's it. So 2021, we're going to 2021, and I'm still donating every month, every month, every month. And like after a year of donating, I'm like, okay, I donated X amount over the span of a year, but like, what do I have to show for it? So during the holiday season of 2021, sitting down with some family, and I'm wearing a T-shirt at a family gathering, and my brother looks at me. He's like, "Why tell me to f off? You think you're cool or something?" And again, it forced me to explain what I wanted to do, what the concept would have been behind like the whole brand and everything. And something clicked, Steve. And I went home and I literally Googled anti-hate organizations. And yes, okay, it's a super broad thing to Google, but like at the same time, like I'm like, how is there nothing? How is there nothing towards this? And because you have two sides playing on this, right? You have like, okay, but what the hell is anti-hate? But then the other side is like, okay, but there has to be something. Like there has to be something that is just trying to create change, and I had a hard time to find it. So I said, okay, so let's see what we can create to this. So this happened like December. Then all of January, like I'm looking for designs. I'm seeing what I can do, seeing with the original layout that I had. What can we do? That with a middle finger, and it was like literally typical like iPhone emoji middle finger. And I came across the skeleton hand, and I said, "Fuck, I love it. It's cool." And I put the heart on the tip of the finger, as you can see. Obviously, it's very loud, but I said, like, I love it. Like this is something. Like it's one gonna be a talking point, 100% talking point. It's in your face, and people are gonna ask, "Okay, what is that?" And the whole concept of hiding the heart, hiding the middle finger with the heart, it came to be like I'm like, it's not about telling people to f off. It's telling people like, let's do something. Like let's create change or something. And that's how spread love, not hate, came to be. Is like when I put the heart on the middle finger, fuck, let's change it, man. Let's spread love, not hate. And I did my first campaign February of 2022. And campaign, I mean like every month, I put out a different post and we'll describe like what we're donating to for that month. So February was there's
Yeah,
anti-bullying
so
day.
so that's an important, and that's what I want to highlight, right? I want to highlight that's the backbone of your of the business, and the good, and something that I really think that people don't talk enough about is the good that you do. So your posts that come out, for those who don't know and those who don't follow, Giuliano's Instagram account is down below. Fantastic content, fantastic videos. He's got super people wearing his stuff, So myself and Danny Doska, who's the interist, are competing for the plus size model for FAHKU. We're gonna see who's gonna win soon, Danny. That this message is for you. But all jokes aside, there's the sale, and then there's you giving back. So you touch
Yes.
different organizations,
Yes.
and I followed you for quite some time before we met. And to let people know how we met, I needed to fix a suit jacket, and Giuliano was doing his business thing, and we're gonna shout it out because I need to give
It's
him a
this
shout
thing.
out. And we met at Club Uomo. So
Yes.
Marco Albanese, also known as Cooch, or Cooch, also known as Marco Albanese,
Yes. The
uh,
opposite. Yeah, exactly.
the
He
opposite
has
is
a
true.
name.
Yeah. We met at Club Uomo, who also, does some great stuff with us at the Milan Club, gives us some good discounts to our members and stuff when they show up with the membership card. But has always supported the Milan Weekly Podcast and Milan Club Montreal. So shout out to Cooch and those guys there at Cooch, Frank, and Lorenzo at Club Uomo. But when we met there, and I saw Giuliano, and I saw the T-shirts, and I was like, "Wow, that's great!" He's able to get into a store like Club Uomo, in the East End where there's a lot of traffic. And I said, I need to talk to him. I need to talk to him. So I walked up to him and I said, "You're a fuck you guy." And he's like, "Yes, that is
Yep.
me." And
Yep.
we got introduced by Coach, and I said I immediately wanted you to be on this specific portion of our podcast because it is local soccer. This is apparel, and 20 minutes in, people are saying, "What does that have to do with local soccer?" One of the charities that you decided to help was the Jason Di Tullio Foundation. So.
Mhm.
Talk to us about that and the other charities and organizations that Fuck You works with to help either donate. And again, what you do is amazing. I want you to explain it because the school bag thing is out of this world, and so the Jason DeTulio thing is out of this world. But there's so many more that people need to know what you're doing.
So, just so that people understand the concept, you're essentially going to be purchasing a wearable donation, right? So, whether you buy a cap, a t shirt, whatever, I always donate the proceeds towards whatever campaign we're running that year. So, I mentioned my first campaign ever was for anti bullying, and we had donated to an anti bullying organization. The month after was International Women's Day. We had done something for a shelter that helps out women for domestic violence. And then, so like every month was something different. We had gone and reached out to, in the month of June or May, if I'm not mistaken, the whole thing in Ukraine was happening. And someone reached out to me, sent a message like, "Listen, we're raising money for a family that escaped the war in the Ukraine. Would you want to donate?" I said, "Not only do I want to donate, I said, I want to run my own campaign with this." We ended up giving that family $1,000. Steve, I freaked, man. We raised $1,000 for the family. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, they can get the furniture donated, but I said, like, you're coming to a new country with nothing. What do you need? Money. You need to buy pills. You need to buy medicine. You need to buy food. Like, you need to buy stuff, right?
The necessities needs to come in.
Exactly. So fast forward, the next month's passed. Then we fall into the month of August. It's back to school, and I somehow came across an organization called the Regroupement Partage. And every year they run a campaign of their own called Opération Sac à Dos. And I was reading about it. I said, I need to be a part of this. I said, I don't know how, but I need to be a part of this. So I literally I called them. They tell me, "Oh, listen, if you want donations, you need to call your area." I said, no, I want to give donations. I said, I don't understand. Why is it complicated? I want to give donations. Like, how do we set it up? They're like, "Oh, wow, we don't get calls like this very often." Like, so I said, "Listen, I don't know what I'm going to donate. Maybe one school bag, maybe 10. I don't know what I'm going to donate." I said, "But we can try." So my first time doing it with this organization, we ended up donating 42 school bags worth of school supplies. So the way they work is they ask you to focus your efforts towards the actual supplies because the bags themselves, they end up getting like a crazy discount from a supplier. And they give me like a price point per bag. So they say, "Okay, listen, last year the bags were, let's say, $25 to fill them up. I go out to the public. So I'll give you an example. August 1st, I launch my campaign. Hey, everyone, this is what I'm doing this month. All the proceeds from this month's sale is going towards filling up those school bags." And I also set up a GoFundMe page because, like, you know what? I don't want to limit your ability to donate, right? People still want to give back. So maybe the t-shirt's not for you, maybe the logo's too loud or whatever, but I still want to give you the opportunity to donate. So first time doing it, 42 school bags donated. I said, wow, this is amazing. Then, so now we're gonna end up coming back to the Jason Di Tullio Foundation, but so September passes, we had done something else. October came by, we did something for the homeless. I wanted to clothe the homeless for the winter. Went around Montreal, collected people's clothing. Now November, there wasn't really anything happening that I aligned with, but I somehow, with the school bags, got in contact with a parent at a school. She just heard what I was doing. And she's like, oh, there's a foster home in the area. Maybe you could do something for their foster home. I said, fuck, I got to do something for this foster home. So November came, and I'm like, I want to do something in November for them. I remember meeting with the educator on October 31st last year. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, but I want to do something for the kids. He's like, sure. I'm like, listen, I need you to just get back to me with logistics. I said, can we get them out of the home? Can you guys organize lifts? Do we need to sign waivers? Like whatever logistically needs to be taken care of, I need that from you. I said, but let me put together something somehow, knowing that I had no freaking idea what I was doing. But I said, we got to do something for these kids. So I put out the post November 1st, doing Experience Day. Some way, somehow, get in contact with Rocco Placentino. Rocco's like, I want in, whatever it is. I want in. I want to help. I want to be a part of it. Rocco pulled off a crazy day. Like the guy managed to get us custom jerseys for the kids, soccer balls for the kids, meals from the Marinelli brothers. Shout out to the Marinelli brothers for helping us out with that one there. The Marinelli brothers supplied all the meals for all the kids. We had arts and crafts because I said, yes, the sports aspect is fun, but not all kids are in like the sports. And even the educators like, listen, try to do a bit diverse. So we must have done like maybe 2 hours of like, I don't say soccer drills, but like just something, right? With a soccer ball, just to make them run around a bit in the gym. And then we had an arts and crafts section. And we had like the kids doing painting and whatnot. That was crazy. And some way, somehow, these kids, some of them, their parents were allowed to come to this event. Don't ask. For me, it's a foster home, but the parents were still allowed to come. So I said, whatever it is, they're allowed to come. If I can create an experience for the parents and for the kids out of this, I said, why not?
Yeah.
So Rocco, after leaving that, he told me, listen, in the future, if ever you need anything, you want to do something with the kids, like I'm all for the kids, like let me know what it is. Perfect. Then December comes around, and I always wanted to feed a family a meal on Christmas. And internally, like with my family, we always said, all this money we're putting towards gifts, why don't we not put them towards gifts and let's feed a family? And then that year I said, you know what the fuck, I'm going to do myself. So I said, okay, maybe start calling caterers or restaurants or something. How much would it cost me to feed a family of 4 a warm meal for Christmas? You know, an entree, 2 sides, a main, and a dessert. What would it cost? I got it broken down to $75. I said, okay, times 10, $750. I said, even put out 100. I said, I'm pretty sure I can raise $1,000. Steve, my first Christmas, we fed 132 families.
Amazing, man. Congratulations.
I freaked. So first Christmas, that's done. And like, obviously you're on a high, right? Like it's amazing, but like now you want more. Then December came around, we did something else. Now, throughout all of last year, going into this year, Danny Doska, very good friends with Jason. He kept telling me, Joe, we're gonna do something with Jason. He's all for the kids. He would be down to do something with you. And I said, my God, like I would be honored to do something with Jason Di Tullio. It would be like a crazy honor for me. Like I would love it. And then, unfortunately, he passed. But I believe it was after I did the experience day with the kids that Vanessa started following me. Jason's sister. So she followed me, I followed her back, and obviously like we're following each other and like looking at what she's doing, what I'm doing, and all of a sudden I see she posts something about the Jason Di Tullio Foundation. And I said, fuck, I wrote to her, I said, listen, I don't know what I can donate. I said, I don't even know what I can bring to a name like Jason Di Tullio. I said, but I want to do something. I said, we're going to run a campaign. I said, I can't guarantee you $10. I can't guarantee you $100. I said, I don't know what we're going to donate. I said, but we're going to donate something. She's like, oh my God, thank you very much. And like I had asked her for some stuff, like just for some content on the back end. Like she was super helpful. Like she was super willing to help me out. like I don't know if she realized it, but like they were doing me more of a favor than I was doing them because, like, sorry, Jason Di Tullio is not just
Yes,
nothing,
for
right?
sure.
And the guy played a huge impact in the community. And I said, like, I really have to make sure that I uphold and I portray his image in the right way. And we ended up donating $150 to the Jason Di Tullio Foundation through the apparel that we sold for that month. And I find that from that specific campaign, I have a lot of people that reached out to me out of the blue because they saw that I did something with the Jason Di Tullio Foundation, and that it's almost as if it's a few times now that it's a point of reference. Oh, we saw you did something for the Jason Di Tullio Foundation. It's amazing. What are you doing in the future? How does it work? What's the brand all about? And that's when I get into, like, it's a wearable donation, and the proceeds go towards the different organizations that we deal
And
with.
this is what it is. You understand? It's you doing good, and there should be, and you should be commended by it because it's continued good. It's not just you did it and you stopped. It's continuous. Like, look, you went month to month to month to month, and doing your regular stuff and doing your regular day to day and doing your family stuff. I really tip my hat to you, Giuliano, and not because you're on the show. It's something that I told you in person. I admire you so much, and it's because of that uh, I want you to succeed. People like you need to succeed, and they need to be put
I
out.
appreciate it.
They need to be put out throughout all this negativity, like you say. You need to be the heart. You are that heart of that logo, and that's what needs to be portrayed and that's to be given out because doing good stuff like that, there's not a lot of people left like you, and that's the sad part of the reality that we're living. And doing something with the Jason Di Tullio Foundation and his sister Vanessa, great thing. And again, I think there's going to be more and more, deservedly so, because you're continuing to give back to a community, right? So I tip my hat to you, man.
I appreciate it, but at the same time, like I feel like I almost had my blinders removed, quote unquote, because going through this, you meet a lot of people, right? So you're meeting a lot of people, you're doing different things, and you notice there are good people out there. Like, you gotta dig a bit, but Steve, I'm telling you, man, like the most random of people. I want to help. I want to help. What could I do? What could I do? How can I help? Like, I'm amazed month after month how many people want to help. And I told myself, listen, one, I have to let go of the reins a bit and be like, it can almost be like me doing everything. Like, I need to allow people
Yeah.
to give back in their own way, because I always felt bad asking for people's help. It was my responsibility to pull through with what I committed to pulling at the beginning of the month, irrespective of the fact if people will be able to help out or not.
Yeah.
So I was very reluctant to ask for volunteers. I was very reluctant to ask for help. And I said, I have to figure out a way to do it myself, because listen, it's on me. This is my brand. I need to make sure that I pull through with it. And you can't start relying on people. But then you're almost like cheating people out of giving back in their own way.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been noticing. And that's why I come back to, like, there are nice people out there, because some people, let's put financials aside. Some people just want to give back. They just want to, devote their time,
Yeah, and
devote
like you
their
said,
whatever.
sometimes it's not a monetary thing. It's you can give back in so many ways, right? We forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
We've come to a point in society where it's a lot of money, and that's what I said
Yes.
before. And that's the difference between what you do, and I'm not talking here, but I'm saying, like, mainstream type of goodness. There's always like an underlining story to that, right? It's like, you know guys like us who come from East End, Rivière de Paris, or Saint Leonard. We're trying to do good for good. You understand? The person in California who's gonna give something to someone, do you really have to record that you're giving that something to someone? No. You're recording it because you want something back. You don't want anything back because your content is fantastically humble, and even so more, I would push you to be a little bit less humble because of the good that you do. And that's the question that I have for you, because that's a hard thing to navigate, right? Because not a lot of people will think like me, and it must be hard at times.
So I caught onto your comment about California and this and that, and that's why I'm very reluctant to do those kind of posts. As much as people have asked me to do it, and like, yes, okay, it's nice, and I'm gonna have one coming up because I wanted to personally do it for years now, and I said I might as well do it. But I'm very reluctant to do those kind of posts, like me showing what I'm doing. And the first one I ever did like that was giving the money to the family from Ukraine. Like I had a get come and we videotaped it and everything. And like, I was so reluctant to post it because I said, I can't. Like, this is not the goal at all. I'm not here to start. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Look at me. The cops came and kicked me out of Walmart. Like that's not the goal here. I want to make a difference. So I don't know, man. Like back to your question, I don't know.
It's hard, man. It's hard, and we have that too through Milan Weekly podcast and through the Milan Club. We try to do what we can, right? As a non-profit, as much as we can give back, we try to give back. And we've always and this is how I'm proud of everybody. We've always stayed away from that kind of stuff, just because we want to be good. We want to be good. We want to keep the focus on what we do. Anything extra, like you said, and like you do, happens organically. And I'm making someone happy that I don't need millions of people to see it. I need them to know what we're doing, and it's something good, like you
Mm-hmm.
do. But I don't need them to see me do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's why I asked that question, because I struggle with that too. I I don't like that. I don't like that because I don't want to be the center of that attention. We do the toy and food drive, for Southside, and we try to get funds for Southside, and it's a pleasure and it's an honor. And the stupid stuff that I still have to do because of COVID for the people, for how we raise money. I need to go in I need to go into a tub of Jello because of that, right? That's what I did to raise money, and because of COVID, I couldn't do it. So I still owe those people that. I don't mind doing that. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever we did and whatever we did, like you said, it's done. I feel good, and that's all that
Yes.
means.
Yes. But it's like, I guess the reality of the matter is that the situation that I'm in with a brand, and I tell you at the beginning of the month, this is what we're donating to. Because one of my number one priorities is like the integrity of the brand and keeping my word. I feel like I'm not obliged is a terrible word. So I wouldn't say obliged, but I feel like I have to uphold my end of the bargain and show the
You
audience where the money
you
went.
feel accountable. You feel accountable to
100%. hundred
accountable.
percent.
And again, I get you, brother, because it's a tough spot to be in, but the good that you do pulls through.
We hope. Well, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. It's a year and a half. I'm in this, doing this, selling this apparel. We're always trying to innovate with the apparel, trying to keep in trend, trying to stay on top of it. I'm happy, or I should say, I'm proud to say that in a year and a half, we've been able to donate monetarily like $18,000 to different charities. So, like in a year and a half, from knowing zero to where I am now, I say yes, I can be proud of like where I reached. But like, we're not even scratching the surface.
Amazing. Uh, I can't believe we're 35 minutes in there. So
Oh
uh,
shit, that
I
was
wanna,
fast.
yeah, I wanna ask you in terms of what's coming up for fuck you. What's next?
What's next? So September, although we're in it, I'm gonna be launching the campaign tomorrow. I've just been extremely busy. September, I feel like is this campaign is the direction that fuck you will end up going in. And I have nothing against GoFundMe. GoFundMe is an incredible organization. Like they're amazing, but I want to be the next GoFundMe. Like I want to be that platform that you're going to. So that being said, in the month of August, someone reached out to me. They told me, listen, someone I know is being bullied in school. We want to raise money to send the person to acting classes because they want to become an actor. So we said, why the heck not? Let's raise some money for this child to go to acting school, and you hope that if their confidence boosts in the acting school, it'll in turn play in regular school, and the self-esteem will go up, and it'll just hopefully be a ripple effect. So we're going to be doing what we call the Kick-Ass Boot Camp. My friends at Centre U Fit in RDP, they're going to be hosting it with one of their coaches, Kelsey. So I'm going to be launching that. Most likely the video is going to be going out tomorrow. This to me is because one, there's children involved, and two, it's really the direction I want this brand to go. I'm very excited to launch it tomorrow. I'm very excited to put it out there because I already feel like my message is going to be different. The video maybe sound the same, but I'm just going to feel like it's going to be different because I really want to be that platform. I want to be the social funding platform. I want to be the one that you're going to. You're searching, how can I start something? And then we're going to help you from beginning to end, launch it and do the whole thing for you. Then we go into October, doing something for mental health. Last year, we donated to Suicide Acts in Montreal. We're going to be donating to the same organization this year. However, we're going to be doing it in the form of a fundraiser. We're actually doing an event. We did our first event in February for anti-bullying this year. I said 1 year anniversary, it'd be cool to have an event and also raise money at the same time. So for the organization we donated $2,750 for our first fundraiser. I said, amazing. This year is going to be happening very soon. The date is going to be out soon. But we're doing something for mental health, something that I really, really believe that we're still very taboo about. Like it's very, very in the dark about, especially with men. So we're going to do something for mental health in October. November, by chance, at the experience day, the director of a bunch of foster homes shows up. Like, dude, this guy shows up in a suit. Like, it just snowed 25 centimeters, and you're showing up in a full suit. Anyways, so this guy shows up, introduces himself, very, very nice person. And the first question he asked me was, pourquoi? Like, why are you doing this? I was confused. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, why are you doing this? I said, I just want to do something for the kids. There's no hidden agenda. I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, I'm not a crazy person or anything. I'm like, I heard about this foster home. I want to do something for the kids. So that conversation ended by him asking me, what can we do next year on a bigger scale? So that fired me up, right?
Yeah.
So already I had spoken to Rocco, that guy was there. So now I'm hoping in the month of November to be able to raise enough funds to do an experience day. We had done it during the Christmas holiday last year. We'll probably do it again this year during the Christmas holidays, just because it's a little bit more flexible. We have 2 weeks to play with.
Yeah.
And then December, we're feeding families. I think it's going to be my Christmas thing every year. Last year we did 132. This year I had put it out in the universe already. People heard it. It's 1,000 families, my goal this year.
Good.
So we'll see what happens.
Giuliano, I know it's 40 minutes in. I'm going to ask you a soccer question.
Go, let's do it.
Rapid fire. Before the rapid fire, so this is how we usually end the show. I ask you rapid fire questions, quick answers. But before that, please tell people how they can find you, how they can buy your apparel, how they can learn more about you.
Simple. Instagram, FAHK.united. You want to buy apparel, it's FAHKU.ca, FAHKU.ca. My top 3 pins are about us, a main brand ambassador that has been helping me a lot, also on top of Danny Daska. Shout out Danny Daska. And the purpose behind the brand. So those 3 things, you'll get an idea of okay, so about us, we're international, and the purpose. Very, very simple. You get an idea about the brand. You'll see the whole concept, what we're doing. The apparel is all on Instagram, and then whatever you want to buy, FAHKU.ca.
guys, and they're fantastic, fantastic t-shirts. I'm going to purchase a hoodie absolutely soon for the winter season. Get ready for the winter season. But fantastic stuff, guys. It's
Thanks.
super high quality, amazing stuff. I tip my hat to you. It's a fantastic cause, guys. Please go check them out. You know, buy every month or pick one month and just buy, because that's what you're giving back to, and if you can give back, please do give back. And
And if you
Giuliano
can't
and the
buy,
team,
like
yeah,
no one is obliged to buy,
exactly, yeah,
but by you following the page and sharing the content, you may not want to buy, but someone out there may want to buy something or donate or want to be a part of it or whatever. So it's more about getting the message out. So I would love for everybody to be walking around with a "fuck you" t-shirt, but if we can just get the message out, I find like
exactly. And
we'll be able to impact a lot more lives.
it's organic stuff, right? And again,
Yes, 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 yes.
through Milan Weekly podcast and the local soccer show, I'm a big advocate of. It really pisses me off that something stupid or something hateful can catch fire on the internet and go viral in seconds, and something good can be just lost in this humongous flea market that is the internet and never be
Mm-hmm.
found.
Yep.
So if there's anything, you know that you have my commitment from Milan Weekly podcast, the Milan Club Montreal, and if we can get the rest of the Milan clubs around North America and in Europe to catch on,
That'd be
uh,
amazing.
we're gonna contribute a bit. So
I appreciate it, Steve.
that's
Thank you.
gonna be my mission going
Well,
forward.
already allowing me to have a voice on this platform is a huge help.
It's like I told you, my pleasure. So let's go. Quick fire questions. I know. Let's get it out there, guys. We're not gonna hide the thing. Giuliano's not the biggest soccer guy, but I asked him a big
I
question. I
don't.
said, "Look, Giuliano, you see my jerseys behind me. I'm obviously a Milanese, but if you go back to when you actually had time, because the poor guy does not have time. I think he works like 17 jobs plus this business, and he has kids.
Rock and roll.
If you liked 18 when you were younger, who was that team?
That's you, man. I have to say it. Sorry.
It's you. V-neck or round neck?
Round neck.
Round neck. Euro fit or regular fit?
I have to go the Eurofit.
Yes, of course you do, because he's a personal trainer. And the ultimate question, everybody gets asked this question.
Oh boy.
This can shape you for a long time, huh? I'm telling you now, it's a tricky question. People will come to you. I've had people on the show tell me that after this question, everybody asked them, "Why did you answer that?" Or, "I knew you were gonna answer that."
Okay.
You come home from a long day, you and the missus, you're getting ready for dinner, you're having pasta that night. It's penne lisce or penne rigate?
Pendegat, 100%.
Yes, sir. You're safe, my friend. You're safe. You're
Who the
safe.
hell has Penelish? What are
You
you,
know what?
an old person?
Imagine we
Oh,
talked
man.
about it. Bonanima of Jason Di Tullio picked penne lisce.
My wife is Penelish.
You see? For me, they're like goldfish. They just, I
No,
don't like.
Pendegat, it's because I'm such an arrabbiato fan. I love pasta arrabbiata. And you need to have with the penete, right? And the penete are going to be regat automatically. So it's that. And I'm guaranteed going at the hot pepper and cutting it fresh in the dish.
Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Giuliano and the Fuck You family for coming on and telling us this great story. Guys, we're gonna thank Evangelista again. Great for sponsoring the local soccer show. And guys, if you didn't notice, I'm gonna shout out my friends at Display Pro in the background, guys. Those jerseys are up because of Display Pro. Check them out. It's a fantastic way to have your jerseys displayed in the background at a very, very affordable price. Check them out. The link is down below. It's gonna be in the link for the video as well. Check out Steven and the guys at Display Pro Shop, displaypro.shop, and check out how you can get those jerseys off those hangers and on that wall. That being said, guys, I want to thank you again. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to Giuliano. Thank you to Evangelista. Guys,
Thank you.
ovunque e sempre. Forza Milan!
Thanks, Steve.